There are some plants in my balcony, so let's take a look. This is my very first plant, the Monstera deliciosa. A very abused plant because it has been sitting in the hot sun and it was burnt several times, but it is still very resilient, always giving a new leaf. Recently it has got some thrips growing on them, so I got to treat this. And my plan for this is probably to just chop it up and then propagate it. Yeah, so this potting mix of cocoa chips is really old, since day one, so I really need to rejuvenate this. And these are the Draceana masoniana, the whale fin plant. Yeah, when I first got it, there's only one leaf. This is the original one, mother plant, and since then it has given me all this new leaf. And there's this baby plant here. Can you see? This is my Philodendron pink princess. When I first got it, it was almost 1/3 the height, and since I've given it a moss pole, it has given me much bigger leaves compared to the older ones. And this is the latest one that unfurled. Not much variegation, but I still like it. This leaf is has a some small variegation here. And it's always giving me a new leaf. So once this grows out of the pole, I'm going to add on another. Okay, next is also another philodendron. This is the Philodendron burley marks. This is supposed to be a variegated one, but I think most of the leaves are totally green now. Yeah, this is variegated. These are the older ones. I think there's one here. Yeah, another one here. This is a half moon, very old leaf. Yeah, it has grown really unruly. Look at the roots, the aerial roots. So I don't even know how am I going to propagate this. Probably I'm going to do an air layering, and then before I chop it off. Yeah, since I moved it to the balcony, it has given me much bigger leaves, much longer leaves. But yeah, not much variegation. Okay, next is Hoya, a very sun-stressed Hoya sigillatus. Really nice burgundy colored leaves due to the sun. So if you give it a lower level of light, it will give you much greener leaves. So this is really beautiful, and it is trailing up. Oh my goodness, this is a bit darker. This Hoya is giving me flowers. Okay, calm down. Right, next to this is ficus. This is the ficus petiolaris. Look at the pink veins, they're so pretty. And yeah, oh, what is this? Oh, it's hard, but okay, it doesn't look like pears or anything. I'll scrape it off later. So yeah, this ficus has pink veins and pink petioles, and a bulb-like root base. It likes to be moist. It doesn't like to dry out. So once it's too dry, the leaves will start to droop. So yeah, very beautiful ficus. And talking about beautiful ficus, this is the tiniki, Ficus elastica tiniki, which is a survivor because I almost killed it by giving it too much direct sun, and a lot of its leaves burnt, and it wasn't a pretty sight. Yeah, this is evidence of that. Okay, never give it direct sun without acclimatizing it first. But look at all the new leaves, so beautiful. And there's a new leaf unfurling, coming out of this red sheath. Okay, let's take a look at my Philodendron gloriosum. This is my original one, but when I first got it, it was only a very small plant with two very small leaves, and now it has given me all these big leaves. And look at this, this is the biggest one that I have. Yeah, look at the white veins. And I have this new leaf that's unfurling. Try not to touch it, but this is so soft. Look at this, there is one new growth point here and another here as well. So this gloriosum is really growing well. Okay, the other gloriosum is darker form one. This one. Actually, they look pretty much similar, but I think the veins are more pronounced. Okay, these are randoms of trips attack. There are no pests now, but yeah, looks really ugly. So when I first got this, it had these two big leaves, and now it has given me all these smaller baby leaves. I think they are known as gloriosum zebra as well. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments, but the new leaves are really nice. It has this reddish pinkish veins when they are young. Yeah, should take a photo for Instagram. So these are the 4 new leaves. They are still very small. Don't mind the dirty floor, I'm going to clean it afterwards. This is an Alocasia dragon scale, one of those jewel Alocasias, and this leaf is dying. I don't have much luck with them. The leaves will die pretty fast, but I think this is the most stable one that I'm able to keep. And look, there's this new leaf that is just unfurled. Look at the color, it will actually deepen to this emerald green, which is really nice. Very interesting texture, very alien-like. And I give it the sphagnum moss as a top dressing, which I think it appreciates the humidity. Okay, this is a Ficus lyrata, which is not doing well. I'm embarrassed to say, because it gets burned under this hot sun for a very long time. Oh, but the veins are really nice. This yellow against the green. I have not been looking at this for a long time. Totally neglected it. Look at the burn marks. I'm so embarrassed. But it's still going strong. Not giving any new leaves at all. These are the 2 newest leaves, but they have not grown. Okay, this is a Cordyline chocolate queen with its very stunning colors, yellow and burgundy. Very easy. Okay, but it needs to be watered very often. You can't let the medium go dry. So yeah, if you let it go dry for too long, this is what will happen. But other than that, it is very easy. It's always giving me a new leaf. Okay, this is a Caladium lindanii, very prone to mealybugs. Let me take a look. Okay, none at the moment because I've just cleaned it a few days back. Yeah, always keep the potting medium a little bit moist. I think you'll appreciate it. And look, there is a baby leaf coming out. I think he appreciates this bright shade. Very easy plant other than mini bugs. And next to it is this Philodendron rojo congo, which I struggle a lot. Look at this. Yes, this is not the natural color. They are dying off. I think there's something wrong with the roots. I reported this before, and yeah, this is a new leaf. So the new leaf is bronze. These are dying leaves. So I think it is a watering issue, or I think there are some roots rot happening. I'm not sure. Okay, this is the Dieffenbachia Big Band. I really love the variegation on the leaves. Look at this, and this is almost a half moon. I think it looks even nicer than some of the other variegated plants. So, but it's pretty slow growing for me. I don't know why. Maybe because it's in this very loose potting medium and terracotta pot, and it gets underwatered. So I really need to change the pot to a bigger one. And okay, next to this is a struggling plant. Okay, this is the Dieffenbachia reflector. Okay, at least there's a new leaf, but it has been like that for a long time. I'm not sure whether can it make it. Alright, another struggler is this. Okay, this is the Homenomina wallichii. It doesn't like to dry out at all, so I try to keep it moist. But I think it's a little bit too late. It has been looking like this for a while. Look at the leaf, it's brown and it's not even unfurled yet. But there's a new one coming out, so should I persevere? I don't know. Let's see. Right, this is a cutting of the Hoya archibodiana. As you can see, the plants outside that receives brighter light have a lighter shade of green. You know, it's not as dark as the original plant. And look at this. There's a new growth coming out here. Okay, but it's really slow growing. And this is a Hoya canosa, no, Hoya leuconara splash. It was only a 2-leaf cutting when I got this, and yeah, it's grown quite a bit with all the nice silver splashes. Okay, I'm going to bring this out. I've not seen this in a long time, but I can see the splashes are really nice. I think the brighter light has benefited it as well, putting it out in the balcony. And I got all these leaves. Really nice. Okay, I'm not sure what plant is this, but these are actually weeds which I am watering. That's crazy. And this is really beautiful because it has produced some purple plants, purple flowers. I believe this is a weed, and I'm watering it. It has produced some nice purple flowers. Yeah, I'm growing a weed. And this is a single leaf cutting of the Hoya latifolia, which will always remain a single leaf. It has not grown at all for a year, so I don't think there's any new growth points that will come out. Okay, I got some ferns here, Let me take this out. Okay, I'm not sure what fern is this. I'll put the ID on the screen. But it's really pretty, and but it's badly burned by the sun. So what I'm going to do is I'll try to rehab this, cut off all the brown leaves, and give it proper light and watering. This is a fern, so it likes to be moist. The other one is a crocodile fern. This is very nice. Look at the texture. That's why it's called a crocodile fern. But again, it's badly burned by the sun. Okay, let's look at the plants on the bench. This is a caladium. This is Caladium Red Beret. It had more leaves previously, but the leaves will come and go, and this is the latest one. Usually it will be green and red, but this is a fully red leaf. Very interesting. And this is a weed. Okay, this one is a Christmas Carol Aloe. It's really beautiful with all these orange trimmings, and it is currently going to flower. It's a succulent plant, so it doesn't like to be too wet. So the potting medium is very loose, very well draining. And this is the Alocasia amazonica. Let's take a look. This is one of my first few plants. It's looking good now, but it has its ups and downs. I've lost many leaves and I've grown many new leaves, and I struggled with the spider mites. It's really a battle, and there are always spider mites around. Let's take a look. It's looking good so far. And we have some wild ferns here. Really nice. Not sure what plant is this. And there is a new growth point, and this is the Philodendron Florida Ghost, basking in the sun. But I think it's getting way too much light because the leaves are looking really quite bleached. The colors are much lighter. But check this out. This is a variegated leaf, slightly variegated, looking really interesting. And I have a lot of arrow roots growing out as well, so I can actually chop off the top cutting and try to propagate it. This is the Syngonium milk confetti. Look how pretty the leaves are. But I think with brighter light, the color seems to be a little bit more faded. These are the older leaves, and the newer ones are brighter. And look that the way is starting to crawl across this pot, and yeah, going all the way here. And next to it is a pot of Syngonium batik, and as well as Syngonium Three Kings. I potted them up together, and they don't seem to have grown much. Oh, this leaf is very nice. This is the, let me see, Domino peace lily. Wow, this variegated leaf. This is a thirsty plant, so it needs to be watered almost every day because it's also in a very porous potting medium. So it has different forms of variegation. This is the original one, which I think is yellowing. And then yeah, these are the original ones, then followed by these greener ones, and lastly this very beautiful variegated leaves. I think this is the latest leaf. And behind is Caladium Florida clown, not looking the best. I've chopped off most of the leaves because there was an aphid infestation, And these are all the baby leaves that have grown out. So this one, yeah, is yellowing. Oh, and there is some air plants here as well. They get watered almost every day because it's so windy and hot out here. And this is a Boston fern that I removed from the crocodile fern because it was growing underneath from the drainage holes. And yeah, these are the new fronds that came out. Some of the older ones have dried out. Trying to grow this out. Okay, next to it, 2 pots of Anthurium vitarifolium. I grew them from very small seedlings almost about a year ago, but it hasn't grown much. This is the longest leaf. This is definitely still a very young plant because the mature forms have very long leaves. They are known as pendant Anthurium. They are in this terracotta pot and aeroid mix, so got to water them almost every day as well. And this is a cutting of the lemon lime pothos. Not really doing well, hasn't grown much after so many months. Okay, I almost missed this. This is actually a dormant Caladium Thai Beauty. I potted up the bulb about a year ago. It was growing, but then it died back end of last year. And I just noticed a new growth happening here. So this area gets a lot of very bright lights, so I tend to water them more often. In fact, almost every day, especially those moisture-loving ones like the caladiums and the alocasia and the peace lily. So they do appreciate it. Finally, let's look at this room. I've got some plants here as well. And the reason is I have this very nice big window, and there's a lot of bright light, particularly in the morning. So I have some light-loving plants like Hoyas and succulents. I also have some cuttings, this Monstera adansonii, which I will not elaborate because I have a video that updates the propagation. I got some Philodendron Brazil, and Pinnatum, variegated ones, cuttings, as well as silver sword. So let's look at the plants. Yeah, this is oh, it's really noisy. Let me close the window. This is a very large pot of Hoya macrophylla, elbow marginata. So I think it's loving this spot here, this very bright spot, because you can see that there are some leaves that are giving this pink rim that looks really nice, and it's also giving me new leaves like these two, and they're still very soft, they're not hardened yet, and you can see there are new baby leaves growing here as well. Really cute. And I think I see some here, yeah. Next I have is another macrophylla, but this is the pot of gold. So the difference is the variegation here is in the middle of the leaves compared to the elbow marginata, where the variegation is around the edges. So this pot of gold, it used to be a much bigger plant. I lost a few leaves here. In fact, I think I lost almost half of the leaves. After one session of watering, I don't know why the leaves just turned yellow overnight. I think it was overwatering. That was really sad because this is a very beautiful Hoya, but really slow growing. I see a new leaf here, but I don't know whether will it survive because it looks a little bit floppy. So yeah, another Hoya that I have is this krohniana, super silver. Okay, let me bring this, take this out. As you can see, it has two very long vines. When I first got it, I think it was only half the length. So yeah, this is doing well here. Again, loving the light. And as you can see, there are baby leaves growing out on the top, as well as I think at the bottom of the vines. These are the newer ones. You can see they are not as silvery compared to the older leaves. So elegant looking. Okay, let's put this back. The last Hoya here is this Calistophylla, which is looking quite bad. I think it has bacterial infection. Look at the yellow spots. Yeah, and it has only two leaves. This is definitely not doing well. I'm going to remove it and check its roots because it has more leaves than this, but they're always yellowing up. So yeah, it's really time to check on the roots. Okay, these two are succulent plants, which I specifically bought them because of the flowers. And this one, this is Obia halipiticola. It is not flowering now, but this is definitely a very prolific bloomer. There's constantly giving out flowers. Yeah, these are the dried ones. And you can see this one is actually going to bloom soon. So I will put a photo of the flower here, which is very weird looking, but also very interesting. Okay, this one is the Hernia zebrina, which I also specifically bought for the flower. This one is known as the lifesaver plant because the flowers actually has this red ring that resembles lifesaver. But unfortunately, it hasn't given me any flowers yet, but it has been growing very well. You see all this new growth. So if you have any experience in making this plant bloom, do let me know in the comments below. So the succulents definitely prefer very bright light, but also don't overwater them. They do not appreciate it. So these are some cuttings that which I should probably be potting them up. Watch out for the video on the propagation of this Monstera adansonii, which I think should be out middle of March. Oh yeah, and this is cutting, a single leaf cutting of a variegated Monstera adansonii. Check out the last life of a plant video. Still sitting in this sphagnum moss, so I probably should be potting it up soon. So just a note on this area, I am probably going to put a shelf here to put more cuttings because it is a waste of all this good light from this window, don't you think? I hope you have enjoyed this houseplant tour. If you like contents like that, do consider subscribing to my channel. Meanwhile, stay safe, and I shall see you again in my next video. Remember to show your plants some love.